Hello, Blood Bowl fans. This is week 2 of the lagged out YouTuber League season thingy that I'm playing in. And I had some technical issues to deal with. I moved the table that my entire setup is standing on. One of the wheels broke off, and then it tugged at the cable of a microphone, which produced a bunch of white noise, so I had to slap a noise filter on it and then play around with the gain. I have no idea how this sounds. I hope it's acceptable. But because it happened so closely before I went live and also I had to finish eating at the same time, this is what we'll have to deal with this stream. But yeah, anyway. This week, I'm facing up against Sgtgrimm, who is playing the Bretonnians. The Bretonnians, early on, are a fairly good team for me to face. They are a bit bashier than the Kislev were from last week, but also they don't outspeed me as much. I have way more chance, I feel, to actually score a touchdown, and I'm going to try to actually aim to win this one, as opposed to the last one, which was mainly SPP farming. And I will use this game for SPP farming as well. But because some of his players are a bit stronger, I will actually try to put my emphasis on actually scoring a touchdown this time. Thanks for the very lovely hints that scoring touchdowns can win me the game, by the way. That was lovely. Anyway, I made some observations. They have two minor threats for me this time. The blitzers are the big positional. Thankfully, he only has 2 of them. But the blitzers are truly dangerous. They have a dauntless, which means that if he wants to, he could potentially try to take out my Beast of Nurgle. And, you know, those blitzers in general, they start out with block. They are pretty good ball carriers, especially since they start with you know, they can receive the ball easier. So they're all around a pretty good package. If I have the chance to take out one of them, I should prioritize it. I'm going to try to do that. The other big thing is Fend, which is the skill that his linemen start out with. Now, the linemen in general aren't great. They are comparatively good compared to other linemen, like compared to my Rotters, they are better. However, they start out with relatively low armor, which means that I'm going to use them mainly as bashing fodder in a hope to get them off the pitch. That's going to be my primary strategy going into this game. Take out all of his linemen, because if I can make it, his blockers only start with wrestle, and he hasn't leveled any of his players up yet. So they're not pushovers by any means, but they are not that dangerous to me right now. The only dangerous players are the 2 blitzers. If I can make it so that he only has 6 players left on the pitch, as opposed to 9 or 10 of my players, that would be ideal. I think at that point I can seriously turn the game in my favor. The advantages. I am superior at bashing, especially now that I have a leveled up Beast of Nurgle with guard. So I'm going to try to push my way through the middle, which provides me with as much of bashing chance as possible. And I'm going to use bashing to reduce this team as much as possible. If I'm unlucky, which, you know, it's Blood Bowl, can always happen, then I may lose this one. This is very much more down the middle than the last game was. However, if I can reduce his numbers quick enough, it can snowball, and that's kind of what I'm banking on. Also, like I mentioned it earlier, but he has not leveled yet at all. Half of them is... Yeah, I'm not saying I'm going to take out all of them. I'm going to try to make it his blitzers, which I'm just not going to assume I'm going to send off the pitch. I'm going to try if I get the chance, but I'm not going to prioritize it out the gate. I'm going to try to get the yeomen off the pitch, which is realistic because they're only armor level 7. And they have strength 2. They're not great. Right? Like I said, defend makes it so that I cannot follow up on them. So they can seriously screw up my positioning. And if I get a bunch of pushes against them, which, considering it's a likelier dice result than the others, they could seriously just break free a lot. And that's the dangerous thing about them. But if I get to knock them down, their armor breaks easier. And that could mean SPP for me. And if I get all of them off, it's only like his blockers, which are alright players. But they're not like a threat to me. Especially not against my Chaos Warriors. Or my Beast. The only threat to my Beast are the Blitzers. And he's going to probably try to get the Beast out of there. But if he doesn't, that's also fine by me. Like, I have no idea what he's going to prioritize. I'm guessing he would prioritize my Pestigore, considering that's like my one reliable ball carrier that can like run a fair amount of yards. But I'm not sure. We're gonna see. Alright, I'm gonna move into the voice channel now. I think I talked about the important stuff. I'm gonna let him know that I'm there. Scheduling YouTuber leak. I am in VC. Come in as soon as you want. Bam. And in the meantime, I'm gonna switch over to the actual game. If you want to get off the blitzers, you have to hope for a rampage from your beast. Either that, or I can just put 2 of my Nurgle warriors on him. He only has strength 3. If I attack, then I have the advantage. With my, I have a fairly strong front line. As long as I attack, the blitzers aren't that big, but they have block. Right? So if I get stumbles or a straight up pow, then I'm good. Okay, I'm gonna switch over for a second. Let me know if you can see. I didn't switch the stats or the settings around at all for this, so it should be great. However, I also turned off the announcers because they were honestly annoying. So let's actually give you an overview of my team. The last game I lost 2-0. However, I was actually playing really well. I got like pretty much the most SPPs. I got ranked 7th out of 26 teams despite losing 2-0. The second touchdown was basically just because I have a slow team and he kicked the ball right into my touchdown zone or like next to it. And I couldn't get enough players down quick enough for him to not just run down and score. There was not a lot I can do there. The first touchdown was way more a misplay on my part. So this is my opponent's team. The blockers I'm not too worried about. They are just standard humans who start with wrestle. And wrestle just means that when he attacks, he can take a both down without losing the turn. But he also sacrifices the armor roll. Or he doesn't make an armor roll. I don't know if that applies to him or to the opponent he attacks. Anyway, that's not like a big threat to me. It just means that he can take both downs without losing the turn. Which is, you know, it's nice. And then here, see, these guys can outspeed me, and they can catch the ball easier. So when he gets the ball and passes to them, he can definitely like score a touchdown on me pretty quickly because I'm a slow team. But the thing that I'm more concerned about is the combination of block and dauntless. And then his lineman, the yeoman, that's the fam thing. I may not follow up blocks meant against this player even if the fan player is knocked down. And there are strength 3, I messed that up with their agility. But I'm a value 7. These guys are not that threatening to me, they're just annoying because of the positioning that I have to do in order to kind of play around the fan. Team value wise, I think I actually have less. So I get some inducement money, which is nice. And after this game, I will definitely have enough to buy myself another Pestigore. So even if he focuses in on Blood Orange Cassidy, he doesn't have any SPP yet. I can just replace him, no problem. And I don't really lose anything from it. And if my Nurgle warriors like Aiden Dennis the first, he already has points. I definitely want to get some block on my warriors, and I also think about Mighty Blow. I just don't know if block or Mighty Blow should be the first thing I take. I feel like Death Tourette should get Mighty Blow first, just because of the name. And then the Mighty Manflu also already has points. I got, like, aside from the telephone project, all the Carrios warriors already have 2 points. Fritz already leveled up with his guard looking nasty. The guard is going to be very valuable in my strategy for today's game. And then Hayam also here the second, only needs 1 point to level up. And if he does, I don't know what I would give him. Because a leveled up Rotter is like immediate target. So maybe I give him some mutation or something to fend off. Maybe I give him fend, although that doesn't make too much sense. Yeah, and Blood Orange Cassidy, no points to speak of so far. I tried blitzing with him a bunch last game, but also I used him as a ball carrier, and that led to a pretty bad mix-up. So maybe not blitz with him too much this game, unless I need to. Considering, like, I have a bunch of strength 3, and then here are my strength 4 and 5, and he doesn't have anywhere near that. So I have 5 players that just completely outstrength anything of his team. But his blitzers have Dauntless, so that means that they can absolutely rival me. Like, with Dauntless, they can absolutely attack into my Nurgle warrior. So the thing is just on my turn, I have 4 Nurgle warriors, he only has 2 blitzers. So, you know, I could definitely retaliate. Yeah, that's basically the team thing. I have 2 rerolls. I forgot to check his rerolls. Let's do that real quick. He went with 3 rerolls, so he has a reroll lead. Also, he got a bunch of coach assistants. He starts with the Apothecary. He has 1 fan factor and 3 cheerleaders. I don't understand this. He could have just saved that money up to get himself another blitzer after a couple of games. Which is what I would have done. I don't see the value of buying a bunch of coach assistants and cheerleaders. If I get cheerleaders, I get like 1 or 2 or something, at least early on. And even then, starting out with cheerleaders. No, I haven't like actually seen if he had those cheerleaders from the start, but I can ask him once he gets here. What else happened? Season 3 Revenants won 3-0. That's the undead team, I believe. 20 armor breaks, Jesus, that was a one-sided game. A death as well. That's the Chaos team. Very happy to see them losing a bunch. Because the longer you wait on facing a Chaos or Nurgle team, the stronger they get. So I want to face them relatively early on. Block has to be a priority. I think Mighty Blow, if you have ways to take both down without losing too much. An extra reroll would help in this regard. Yes. I just thought that, you know, Mighty Blow helps with creating armor breaks, which gets you SPP. So I thought about maybe getting Mighty Blow first so that I can rush to the next level up. But I definitely see how block is the priority. Definitely. This is the match we're playing today. This also didn't happen yet. The Norse won. That's nice. I think that's the Norse. Yep. They came from a really rough game last time. So I'm happy to see them win. What else happened? Now 3-0. Oh, the Goblins. Two expulsions. I'm really happy to see the dwarves get pounded into the ground as well. I never look forward to facing dwarves. Really slow games, really tedious to play. Who do I face next week? I'm gonna just look at everything while I'm just waiting on my opponent. Next week. Sturmabteilung der Rose. That is the Rüdiger team. There. Chaos Dwarves. Alright, that's gonna be a tough one. Bruder muss los. I love this team a lot. Like, we have Rüdiger, vielleicht Rüdiger. Ich denke, es ist Rüdiger, nicht Rüdiger, keine Ahnung. Ja, endlich Rüdiger, natürlich Rüdiger. Ein schrecklich Rüdiger. Böse Rüdiger. Hungrig Rüdiger. Und ist das Rüdiger? It's kinda unlucky that I have to face them after they got their Bull Center. I was kinda hoping that I get them before, or like after one of them died. He actually has 2 Bull Centers, the Hobgoblins. Yeah, this is gonna be the first real tough one, because he has a bunch of block on his team. He has a bunch of tackle and thick skull. So this is going to be a very tough one for me. Sturmabteilung hasn't played yet in this, or did they? Let's see. No, they haven't played yet. So it could be possible that one of their players dies or levels up. That's gonna be interesting to watch. So I hope that I can level up some in order to prepare for that. So yeah, with that in mind, I think that block is definitely a good thing to take on every player that I can have a chance to get that. Unless I want the Rodder to get the kick. So that I can be a bit more precise, because they're also a slow team. Aside from those Bull Centaurs. Actually, what does the strength in that team look like right now? Alright. 3 across the board aside from the Bull Centaurs. Okay, so I still outstrengthen them. It's just that they have a bunch of thick skulls, so I'm not likely to injure a bunch of them. And this guy actually has claws. Which is gonna be nasty to play against. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to these guys at all. So Zyrum, if you're still in the chat, what are your thoughts on this game against Bretonnians and next game against Chaos Dwarfs? Do you have any predictions or advice for me at this time? I'm kind of happy that I don't have to worry about the Apothecary, because I might have to save up for the reroll. Okay, let's think. The most reasonable to level up is probably if I'm piling a bunch of blocks on one of the Nurgle warriors. He just needs... Each of these three guys needs 2 armor breaks, like 2 inflicted injuries, to level up. Which, considering that my opponent for today has 4 linemen... Oh, he has made more than 4 linemen. He has 12 players, first of all. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 linemen. So I could actually, if I do 2 linemen apiece, could level all 3 of my Chaos Warriors up. Or Nurgle Warriors. I keep calling them Chaos. That means that the Telephone Project could be then relegated to his other more threatening players, like either attacking the Blitzers, because I just don't expect a bunch of injuries to occur from that. They have better armor after all. Yeah, literally everyone but the linemen have 8 armor. And if I remember correctly, the Kislev team that I faced last time, whose game I actually watched today, and they're doing quite well for themselves. They keep winning. However, they lost their big star player, which was... There they are, the Fighting Clowns. If I remember correctly, they had an armor value of 7 a bunch. Yeah, look at that. That's the catcher. And then the rest was 8. So Bozo was the guy that got all the SPP in the game that he did against me. He's out for the next one. And then he has 2 with 1 strength less, and he fired the ones that had like the niggling injury and the movement. Oh no, this is movement. What did the other guy lose? I think agility actually. Anyway, doesn't matter now. They're fired. They're gone. And they are down the Ymir. Or the Yeti. And this guy has a niggling injury. Bretons could be a win if you get lucky on the injuries. Chaos Dwarfs will be really tough. Evenly match if nothing happens in this game. I'm kinda expecting... I mean, I didn't really think too much about the Chaos Dwarfs so far. But I'm kinda expecting that game will come down to the kickoff events more than anything. It could be. I'm not sure. Where are they? In which case, I'm gonna be at a disadvantage because he already has 3 fan factor. And fan factor is one of those factors that I think affects the pitch invasion, if I remember correctly. So I need to be really lucky in order for a pitch invasion to go into my favor. Pretty sure. By the way, Zyrum, while you're here, is the microphone sounding alright? Because I had like a problem with them. Can we do later tonight? Because as I just woke up. Oh, god damn it. God damn it, Grimm. That's not a good first impression you're leaving. Nothing wrong with it so far? Great. That means that the noise filter I put on works. So since my opponent decides to keep me waiting a bit, I'm going to just look a bit into the future, as I haven't done so at all so far. So after the Chaos Dwarfs, I'm facing... Oh, there it was. The EDBDTD committee, which I think is halflings. Let's see. EDBDTD committee. There. Halflings. Who are probably gonna go for 3-3. So... The halflings themselves, obviously not that much of a deal, but the trees. I'm actually kind of scared of the trees. Because of strength 6, so there's nothing that even my beast can do against them too much. I might be able to run around them if they decide to root. If they don't decide to root, I might have a problem. There's no chance in hell for me to injure them. I might be able to knock them down if I commit enough resources into it. But while I'm doing that, the halflings are gonna run around myself with a ball. So since this is 2 weeks from now, I might be able to pick up tackle on some players as a counteract to their stunty dodge, I mean. The stunty I don't think affects what happens when I attack them, but the dodge is going to be a problem. Because I can't do the stumble against them. I need the power, or I need enough block on my team by them, which is probably more realistic. I need enough block on my team so that I can take the both down and knock them down. They have armor value 6. So I need to somehow get around the trees and knock about the halflings a bit. So that I can score against them. Whoever coaches these guys actually knows what they're doing. Now that's the other factor in making me kind of nervous to play against them. Hallo Milbe. Okay. So we have Bretonnia, Chaos Dwarfs, Halflings. And then... Combat Evolved Lizards, then Lizardmen. Oof. Lizardman is another one that I'm kinda nervous to face. Because while I can probably deal with the skinks, since Nurgle team can stall a bit, but the lizardmen are scary. It doesn't look like they have the Kroxigor yet, but by the time I face them, that's like 3 or 4 weeks from now. They might have one. It seems like they're already saving up for one. So this is gonna be unnerving. I have some block already. And sidestep on one of his kings. So I'm suspecting that that guy is the primary ball carrier. Interesting. Now he wants another hour. Incredible, some people. Alright. The week after Lizardman, I get the I get the ogres. So now I get a bunch of tough matchups. The ogre team. There. Hoof, that's another team that absolutely matches my strength. So I'm getting a week of tough matchups. Like, aside from the halflings, where I only have to worry about like 3 players. The trees, obviously. Right? First impression carries on and on. Yeah, this looks like not a great team to face. I mean, fucking Nobblers aren't that tough. Like, they have armor value 5. If I can get my hands on these guys, that would be great. But these ogres are what's scaring me. I need to basically hope that they are going dumb a bunch. I can match them with my beast, unless they get like strength up or something. What does he have on this? Piling on. Oh shit. Ogre with piling on. Again, ogre team, I might be able to win it because the ogres can carry the ball for shit, and the players that can carry the ball are very weak against my team. And in both the halfling and ogre team cases, they can probably throw around the guys a bunch. But if they do, that's like very luck based on their end. And then after that, after the ogres, I've faced Helsing Abridged, which I think is vampires. It's the good vampire team as well. Yeah, so I don't even get like the less good vampire team that already lost one of their vampires. I get the leveled up one. By then, I'm sure that he has a bunch of more skills. The matchups aren't gonna get pleasant. That's for sure. But vampires, I mean, the guy that I'm gonna be playing then knows how to micromanage his shit, so I need to play very cautiously. But if I can like single out the thralls, I think that's gonna be my best bet. In an ogre matchup, you have the speed advantage against the scary players, and against the other players of his team go down easily against your team. Yeah, exactly. I'm just nervous because they have a Mighty Blow on their team, which, you know, I have regeneration on my important players. I'm just kind of worried that I'm losing too many Rotters in that matchup. If I lose 1 or 2, not a big deal. And rollers are cheap, but I kind of want to save up my money instead of buying new players. And if they mighty blow one of my important players and they don't regenerate, that's gonna be the part where the season's gonna turn against me. So anytime I face someone who has mighty blow, that's when I get nervous. And don't forget, Nurgle is a bashy team. If they get into a matchup where they're outbashed early on in the season, and up now I'm looking at games up to like week 7. It's fairly early on in the season. And I'm getting all of these teams that can maybe outbash me if they play it well. If that happens, I'm gonna have a problem. But I think I can take the vampires. Depends on what level, what skills they pick up until then. But I think if I zero in on their thralls and then just let Bloodlust take its course, I should have a good position against them. Then I go against Norse. I think that's one of the better matchups for me. We looked at the Norse team earlier. They came off a very rough first game. By the time I'm meeting them, I'm sure they have rebuilt. But the thing with Norse is, while they do start with a bunch of block, by the time I meet them, I should also have a bunch of block. And that cancels each other out. They have a bunch of frenzy on their team, which means that they can, if they are unlucky, put themselves in bad positions against me. They have a bunch of Dauntless. Dauntless is a problem for me right now in this week's matchup once my opponent decides to show up. And seeing that he has 2 players with Dauntless this time around kind of freaks me out. The big guy I don't see as too much of an issue, even though he has claws. And he does match my Beast of Nurgle. By the time I meet them, I'm sure I'm having another skill on my Beast of Nurgle and I can counteract that. Either by being fortunate enough that I can take a strength up, which if that happens, I'm absolutely gonna take a strength up on my Beast of Nurgle. But also, if I don't get that, I may be able to, you know, take a Mighty Blow. Or although, doesn't it already have Mighty Blow? Let me actually check that. It does already have Mighty Blow. So what does that leave me with? Let's go for the worst possible scenario and I just get like a normal skill. A strength skill in this instance. What should I then go for? Already have guard. Alright, that's good. I don't think multi-block is a good idea. Because multi-block is good on Treeman. Or like anything that has strength 6 and up. Then multi-block I would consider. But on the strength 5, multi-block makes no sense. Maybe Juggernaut. Although I don't foresee myself blitzing with Fritz too much. Even the Fritz blitz is a funny concept and probably a good idea if I can set it up properly. I don't want to do it too often because he is still pretty stupid. Yeah. I definitely need to keep the Emir of the North in mind, unless that Emir like suffers a big injury or a death until I meet them. At which point I can take whatever. But if nothing of that sort happens until the week 8, I should definitely keep the Ymir in mind. And just think about what skill would contradict the Ymir best. Or counteract, I should say, not contradict. Then week 9 we're gonna have our Elfenreich, which is some elven team, but which one? Dark Elves. So the bashy elves, but I think I can outbash them. They don't have a bunch of dodge. He put one on his lineman. So by the time I meet them, maybe he has more. He has some movement allowance on one of his blitzers, so that's the ball carrier. By the time I meet him, I'm sure he has another blitzer. And he might even have the witch elf, I think her name is. Which is a fantastic blitzer, but an easy target. If he goes for that, then that's gonna be my target as well. The witch elf. I'm just gonna say. Yeah, I don't foresee this being a big problem. Like, it's elves, they're gonna outspeed me, but they can't outpass me since I'm Nurgle. And Nurgle has skills against passing. So the elven bullshit isn't gonna be too severe. Yeah, I'm not too worried about week 9. Week 10. Sour gummies. That's the sour gummies is the goblin team. There it is. I think. No. Underworld. Okay, Underworld. Should be easier for me to deal with. They have some animosity in their team, which doesn't help them, but they're not gonna pass a bunch against me anyway. So that's not gonna be a big factor. They're gonna have a bunch of block on me. Which, by week 10, I'm also gonna have a bunch of block. So at that point, block is not that big of a deal. His thrower is gonna be pretty useless against me. Unless he uses it as a ball carrier. And then he has one Warpstone Troll. I don't know if they can have two. I think they can, but maybe that's just a Goblin team. Anyway, that guy is gonna be the matchup to my Beast of Nurgle. Before that, I meet the team with the Yeti. So whatever I take against the Yeti should work against him as well. And a Warpstone Troll is not as good as a Yeti, even though he has access to mutations, and by the time I meet him, maybe he has some. Can't really say. We're definitely reaching the point in the league where, from the position of now, it's hard to predict what the situation is going to be. Maybe half of this team will be dead by the time I meet them, which would be preferred from my point of view. He put some disturbing presence on his Goblin. Foul appearance. That's interesting. So I'm guessing that's gonna be his ball carrier then? Maybe he's gonna try to put my strategy against me. Week 11. Radioactive reagents. I have no idea what team that is. Radioactive reagents. Oh, that's the team from Formal. And it's wood elves, it looks like, or high elves? I think that's pro elves. Yeah, the passing game's not gonna be that big against me, as discussed earlier. More worried about this block and sidestep combo. By now he doesn't have any leveled up players, but by the time he meets me he surely will have. This guy definitely, unless he dies first. Their armor value is the nice thing, for the most part. Like, they have so many throwers and linemen that I can just knock down. Maybe by the time I meet them I have some tackle on my side. Maybe. Depends on how well I level. Considering that we have so many Elven teams and also 2 halfling teams and they all have like dodge, tackle is not that bad of an idea in this league. And then in week 12, Timmy's Tomb Things, which is Camry, I think. Timmy's Tomb Things. Yeah, that looks like Camry. See, Camry was one of those teams that I was actually nervous about facing until they played their first game, at which point like half of their team died. These Tomb Guardians are unnerving to me because of the strength 5 and they can have up to 4. Pretty sure they can have up to 4 mummies. I actually outspeed them. Like the Camry is not a fast team at all. The Blitzras may or may not be a problem. Yeah, the regen is not going to be a factor for me at all. The Thick Skull is way more of a problem because I cannot really injure them as much, even though they have armor value 7. Thick Skull kind of counteracts that. The Thrower is going to be useless against me pretty much. The Blitzras are going to be my primary focus, and then the Tomb Guardians are going to be my big problem. I don't think that's going to change by the time I meet them, but maybe he has more Tomb Guardians by then. That might be the factor that changes up. Murdering Sodas in week 13. Murdering Sodas might be orcs. Let's see. Mass Bastards, no. Oh, literally the last team. That's the human team. Oh, it's named after Soda Man. Alright. Already have a big guy, but he's out for this. Or like... Okay, the big guy is actually injured and has less strength. Unless they replace him by the time they meet him, he's not going to be an issue actually at all. And then the block, like I said, by the time I meet them, block is not an issue for me anymore. And then there's this guy, who I could counter with tackle. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the humans. I'm gonna reassess the situation as I'm going though. So maybe there are some things that gonna be changing up. Like I said, at the beginning of each stream, normally the idea that I had was at the start of each stream, I'm gonna be like 15 minutes before the scheduled time that we set. Like me and the other coach agreed on a time. 15 minutes before that, or like 20, depending on how much time I need, I'm going to spend like going over my strategy, what factors are important for this match, and so on and so forth, right? And then the opponent shows up and we're going to have the match, and then normally there's like a prediction after that for the next week. Since my opponent decides to make me wait for another hour, we can move forward a bit. I'm hoping that this doesn't repeat itself too much. Gotta say. Yeah, that was week 13. Humans, I don't foresee them being too big of an issue. Day 14. Or week 14. Red Ram Serial Killers. Now that might be the orcs. No, it's the Chaos. God damn it. At some point I'm gonna face orcs, I'm sure of it. Getting them in week 14, so like at the midway point, might be pretty rough. Unless they get injured a bunch. Like those Chaos Warriors are 1-to-1 matchup to my Nurgle Warriors. It depends who levels up first. Looks like after the first games, He has this guy almost on the brink of leveling up. However, I have more warriors who got points so far. And then he has a bunch of beastmen, whereas I only have up to 2 pestigores. Or I think I can have up to 4, maybe? I might be able to have up to 4, I don't remember. I'm not planning to use more than 2, at least. So he might outspeed me there. And then he has this guy, who's probably his ball carrier, who starts with guard. Probably to help him out as a blitzing ball carrier? Question mark. I also noticed while looking through all these teams, pretty much all of them, or most of them at least, opted to take more rerolls than I did. Which is understandable given how big of a factor dice luck is, but by the time I'm there, I'm sure I have like at least 3. Yeah, Chaos could be interesting. It's the closest to a mirror match I'm gonna have to do. Week 15, Crash Force. Who is Crash Force? Ah, that's the orcs. They have their troll and a goblin, so I'm thinking he wants to throw them. He only has 1 reroll. He has the apothecary now. He got a bunch of fan factor and stuff. This is weird over here. This is weird. Thrower, blitzers. Yeah, I don't foresee much of these guys being a problem. The Black Orcs are kind of my counter to Nurgle Warriors. Provided my Nurgle Warriors are still all intact by the time I face him, I think I should be able to deal with all of those. The Goblins might be annoying, but annoying doesn't equal a threat. I think I can deal with the Goblins, even though they kind of outspeed me. And then those Orc linemen are whatever, unless they level up by then. Yeah, I don't foresee the Orcs being that big of an issue either. Again, subject to change. And then in week 16 I face the Undead. And the coach of them knows what he's doing. So I'm kind of scared of this matchup, but not because of the players. Like, okay, I'm not gonna injure the flesh golems too much. I should be able to deal with them strength-wise, though. The werewolf is gonna be a problem, but I can target him. And he is strong when he attacks, but he also already has block. Again, by the time I meet them, I'm sure I can deal with that. He went for the werewolf and ghoul combo, having 1 of each, and then he has some whites and some zombies and some... Actually, this is the necromantic team, I just now realized. Anyway, it's an undead team of the branch necromantic. But again, doesn't change much of the fact that I can pretty much deal with those guys strength-wise by the time I meet them, I'm pretty sure. Chaos in week 14, that matchup depends on luck on level ups. Oh, Lost Jason Demon Lord. It's been a while, honestly. Thanks for the host, man. Not only does it depend on luck on level ups, it also depends on who is smarter in farming SPP. Like there are 2 approaches to farming SPP, right? There's the approach of just wildly swinging and trying to get as many knockdowns as possible, and then there's the approach that takes longer, but gets like knockdowns on specific people. It depends on how much you want to rush it. And I don't know what kind of player he is. That's the problem with that. Yeah, Revenants is gonna be an interesting match. I think I can take them. I'm gonna reassess by the time I get there. 17. Carolian Carnage? Carolian Carnage? Where are they? Okay, that's the not as good vampire team. I get them way later than the other one. But I think by the time I get there, he will know how to use Hypnotic Gaze, which is a thing that he didn't attempt to once in the last game I watched. By the time I get to him, he might be able to use Hypnotic Gaze effectively. We'll see how much of this team still stands by then. His trolls tend to have a bad time. By the time they get to me, they will have a bad time, because I'm gonna try to get as many thralls down as possible. And we'll see how I'll do against 3 to 4 vampires he may have at that time. Masters of Warhammer. In week 18. That's a elf team. I think it might be high elves. Bunch of linemen and 2 blitzers and a thrower. Thrower is gonna be useless against me pretty much. Not entirely, but you know, I counter at least long passes. Which he seems to play with a pass game a bunch. He has accuracy and everything. Don't foresee too many problems there. Sure, they outspeed me, but most teams do, honestly. Week 19. Arcade Heaven. Or Haven. Arcade Haven. Arcade Haven. That's Gaven. Yeah, they're definitely gonna outspeed me. And they have a bunch of block by the time I get there. Blah, 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 blah. We had that topic. They're not gonna pass too much against me. What's that? Leader. So they opted for the reroll. Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one, because I can't effectively stave off all of them. Since I meet them relatively late, they might have the Red Ogre by then, who is going to be an effective counter to my Beast, depending on, you know, how much he levels the Red Ogre up by the time he gets it and gets to me. My feelings towards that matchup are gonna vary depending on whether or not he has that Red Ogre. That's all I can say about that. Week 20. Aristoblins. If that isn't the goblins, I don't know what is. It is. You goblins by Speedy. By the time he gets to me, I'm sure he's gonna have the bomb thrower, unless he doesn't want to use him. The loony is a concern, but if I attack him, then that should actually counteract the chainsaw. Furthermore, you add 3 for foul action when the opponent makes a during an attack on the player. This skill cannot be used with frenzy, blah blah blah. Yeah, I need to knock him down as much as possible, and then the fanatic. I'm hoping that he gets injured more. Like, he has a niggling injury. So, if other players knock him down a bunch, by the time he gets to me, the fanatic might not be an issue anymore. I know that I can hold the trolls at bay by that point. Even though they have both strength 5. By the time I get there, I'm gonna have guard on more than one player. I'm pretty sure, because guard is part of my strategy. And all I need to do by then is level people up. I know that the coach who plays them knows what he's doing. So it's not gonna be an easy game. It's not gonna be one of those games where I'm saying, oh, I don't foresee any problems with that. I foresee a shit ton of problems in that game. But, you know, goblins are not the easiest team to coach, so maybe he makes a mistake. Not a thing I should bank on. And then, we'll see. Again, at this point I can only be vague and see if I can reassess the situation correctly by the time I get to that. Oh god, that's a terrible teaming name. In week 21 I meet... these guys. Which is the Wood Elves. Now the Wood Elves are kind of everyone's bane, because they have 2 War Dancers with Blotch and Leap. And then one has Strip Ball and the other has Jump Up. These guys are gonna be annoying as fuck. My upside is, by the time they get to me, they went to so many other bashy teams that gonna try to counteract these guys, that one of these guys might be dead by the time they get to me. He might have bought a new one by then. He might have even bought a Tree Man by then, which is gonna be a nightmare to deal with for me. But other than that, I don't foresee problems from the linemen. Wood Elf teams in this league specifically also seem to have a reputation for dying a lot. So maybe I don't have to worry about these guys by the time they get to me. If I had to meet them next week, I would be more worried about them. Let's put it that way. Week 22. Mass Bastards. They're somewhere here, I think. No? I read their name a bunch of times. There they are. That's the dwarves. Meeting the dwarves later is gonna be nerve-wracking for multiple reasons. I never look forward to facing dwarves because I can barely injure them. They have thick skull across the team. They have a bunch of block. Hard for me to injure them. But also by the time I get there, they might have the Death Roller. And the Death Roller is gonna be a problem. So unless they are majorly unlucky throughout the league, this is probably my least favorite matchup in this entire thing. Especially late on when, let's be honest, they're almost guaranteed to get a Death Roll unless they have to replace a bunch of positionals. Day 23. Wish You Were Elves, which is the Amazon team. Meeting Amazons late on is good for me because Amazons are the kind of team that starts out strong and then falls off at the midpoint, somewhere around there. So I'm really looking forward to this. This is gonna be an SPP farmer. These guys are gonna be a bit of a problem. These guys, not so much. By the time I'm meeting them, I'm probably gonna have some tackle on my team. At least 2 or 1 or 2. And with armor value 7 across the board, there's also a high likelihood that they're gonna lose some players by the time they get to me. People will probably even tackle their blitzers first, because the blitzers are everyone's biggest nightmare in this team. Starting out with blotch is just annoying to deal with. So if people get the chance to foul them or get rid of them in some way, they will take it, and me meeting them late means that I'm gonna be pretty strong, because chaos teams tend to be pretty strong at the end of a league. And they're gonna be severely weakened. So that's gonna be a good one for me. Week 24. Older Than Dirt. Which I don't see right now. Where's Older Than Dirt? There they are. That is the undead team. If I had to face them tomorrow, I would be worried because of Mighty Blow and Block and Thick Skull. However, I also would just smash their ghouls a bunch and their zombies a bunch. I hope that other people that meet them will do that too. Honestly, the thing I'm most worried about is the fact that by the time I meet them, they're probably gonna have 3 mummies. Or 2 very leveled up mummies. Either would be pretty bad, because the mummies, like, if he has more than 2, are gonna be a serious threat to me. That's all I can say about that, really. And then last week, I'm gonna face off against Lethal Leaves. Lethal Leaves should be the other halfling team, if I did my math correctly. Where are they? Yep, that's the other halfling team. So again, 3 tree, and that's the one with the leveled up treeman in week 1, or after week 1. So this is gonna be another annoying one. Not that different from the other halfling team I played, except that this guy obviously knows what he's doing. Look at all these SPP he gathered on his halflings. So this is gonna be a tough game, actually. Depending on how leveled up these guys are, it's gonna be a really annoying team to deal with. I'm kind of afraid to play against 3 treemen. And if the halflings aren't even that much of a pushover, then it's gonna be probably a game against my favor, but we're gonna see. And that's the outlook of the entire season, basically. Let's see if my opposing coach has said anything. Nope. Lovely. So, I don't want to put him on blast or anything, but it's kind of ridiculous. So, we were like, will 2 to 3 p.m. GMT be any good for you on Saturday? I said, let's do 3 p.m. So I even took the later one of the 2 that he proposed, right? He was like, hey, 2 or 3 p.m. would be great for me. I was like, alright, let's do 3. So I already accounted for him being awake by that point and well rested and stuff like that. And he's like, sweet, that's cool with me. And then I was like, from now on I'm in VC at the time that we established. And he was like, can we do later tonight? I just woke up. And I'm like, well, I'm on stream, so it would be cool if you could make it. I even probably said it a lot while I was typing. And later on today, I have pen and paper, so I can't do like evening. And I told him that like way earlier. I'm not gonna read the entire convo, obviously. And now he's like, if you can, could you give me till 4 p.m. my time? As I would have fully woken up then. But I did work last night, which, you know, is a thing that he definitely knew beforehand. So I'm kind of pissed. I'm not gonna be unfriendly to him when he gets here, but I'm kind of pissed. For his time should be in 8 minutes. So I hope I killed enough time. I'm definitely gonna have to put a timestamp in the description of this VOD, just so that people can jump over this kerfuffle. So let's see. I'm gonna get 50k inducements. Should I get Bloodweiser Babes or go for the reroll? I think the reroll is 50, right? If not, I'm gonna go for Bloodweiser Babes, because that means that on a both down, which he will probably take, since, you know, it doesn't end in a turnover for him. If he knocks out my players, which I have a bunch of armor value 9, So it's likely that if he actually has an armor break, it's gonna be maybe a knockout. So Bloodweiser Babes might be the correct choice. Yeah. I don't even know for sure if the extra reroll is 50k inducements. I hope it is. If I can get another reroll to even the score a bit, then I would take it. Otherwise, Bloodweiser Babes. For sure. Just checking. Depends on how he uses his blitzers. I have no idea how experienced he is. I know he's new to this league, but I don't know how long he's been playing Blood Bowl for exactly. And this is a fairly unusual team usually to go with. Normally, if people go with a human team, they take the actual human team. Not a lot of people just opt to go Bretonnians. So meeting him early on, I didn't put it on my whiteboard as a point because I don't think it's going to be too heavily of a factor. But if he is a really inexperienced Blood Bowl coach, he might not be able to take full advantage of the positional game that the Fend skill enables him. Which could open up opportunities for me. Just saying, that could be a factor, might not. I'm sure he has looked at YouTube videos how to coach Bretonnians. I definitely, once he gets here finally, I'm gonna ask him about why he got 3 coach assistants and 3 cheerleaders. I can kinda, from a newbie perspective, I can understand the cheerleaders. Brilliant coaching. Maybe he really banks on the kickoff events. What are the enhancements? 100k and an enhancement to your stadium. I never played in a league long enough that enhancements were a factor.
Hello.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, an hour late.
Well, first of all, hello to you. Hope you slept well.
Yeah, I tried getting up earlier.
Are you gonna stream or are you gonna record, or what's your plan?
Yeah, I'm just literally loading up my stream now.
Okay. So like I said earlier to my stream, I wanted to ask you, how long have you been playing Blood Bowl for?
On and off for a couple of years. Mainly tabletop though.
Oh, okay, so you come from the tabletop one. What kind of races did you coach in that?
I coached humans and I coached Skaven, which made me rage quit.
Because your Skaven kept dying.
No, just me and my really bad dice rolls.
Yeah, Skaven kinda need that dice, that's true. My cousin, who was in chat, or at least was earlier, he used to coach a pretty good Skaven team who he just got the best of luck with. Like, he literally dodged into my cage with a rat, got the ball, and got it out of there in one turn. It was ridiculous.
And there was me failing. And there was me failing the 1 dice pickups. Or the 2+ pickups with no one near.
Well, ball pickups are gonna be a thing. None of our teams are really good at ball handling. And last game, I was pretty lucky with it. Every time I tried a pickup, it worked. But that's not a thing I can bank on, so it's gonna be interesting today. If I can manage to hold on for the ball long enough to actually score.
But yeah, no, last season with Skaven, I got knuffled hard.
I heard stories.
Oh.
I didn't actually watch any of the games from last season.
Yeah, no, FOMO, he turned me into a rat stew.
Another question regarding your team. Why did you get that many coach assistants and cheerleaders?
I think it's like normally playing obviously with the tabletop version.
Mm-hmm.
You tend to buy like coach assists and that.
As I have played the tabletop version before, I don't recall ever doing that. I mostly went for pretty much the same approach as I do in the video games, like as many rerolls as I can allow myself, apothecary if I need it, and
Oh, you're right, Silver Tongue. Yeah, and obviously it's it was on and off, so obviously I'm still still learning.
mm-hmm. Now we're gonna see how much you actually need to learn and how much you're just gonna intuitively do right from the tabletop version. I'm gonna start the match if it's alright with you.
Yeah.
And it crashed, cool.
Oh.
The game was like, you've been sitting in that menu so long that we cannot comprehend an actual match to start. Hello, Nikki. Welcome to the chat. We just experienced a game crash. Did the game start for you?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and soften up. Well, hopefully try and soften up Nurgle.
I don't think that's the right approach. You see, I definitely outbash you. That's a thing I said in the pre-game analysis. Like your blitzers, they're gonna be a problem for me, but you only have 2 of them. And I have, like, a total of 5 guys that have more strength than anyone on your team.
So obviously my plan will be to play keep away.
I have 50k petty cash, so I'm gonna... That's 100. So I'm gonna get a Bloodweiser, babe. Okay, skipping the opening cutscene. Right into the coin toss. You are attacking first, okay.
Yeah.
Probably would have done the same. Let's see.
Nurgle, one of the Rumkey, so Nurgle, one of the weirdest teams. Scary if played right.
I like to think that I know how to play them alright. Don't know if I'm the best Nurgle coach ever. But I guess we're gonna see. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, see if my peasants can do the job. Well,
Lancelot suffers an injury. Great, I'll take it.
just
And a good kick as well.
that. What can you say about that? It's just wow.
You know, I'll take it. It's a good start for me. Removes literally one of the bigger threats for me. You seem quite unsure what to do there.
Right, first things first.
Picking up the ball. Alright.
Don't get that. Yo, you're at oath. Oh, that failing pres. Not good from the off, right.
I'm just trying to see what kind of... I don't think I have to worry about the ball carrier this turn. Ah, he wanted to cage up there. Pretty sure. Yeah, that guy's down. Are those custom names? Are those the suggested names? I can't quite tell with those.
Oh, come on.
You want to re-roll that maybe?
Yeah.
There you
He
go.
makes it. Yo, thank you for the follow. Is it Wagger? Alright, you can.
So while we're just kind of having a nice little friendly match, what got you into Blood Bowl, if you remember?
I think it was the way I was. I think it's just mainly the tabletop, like sort of that way.
Mm-hmm. How did you learn of the tabletop the first time?
It was a game that I've always I've wanted. Technicals, fuck's sake.
Very good work, Fritz. So,
You know, it was a game that I've always wanted to play.
Mm-hmm.
So I've obviously got into it that way.
Yeah, I would like to follow up, thanks. Yeah, so in my case, it was actually Total Biscuit who turned me to this game. I'm not sure if you know who Total Biscuit is, but
No.
he's basically a YouTuber who's also a games critic.
Yeah.
And he was part of the Game Station at one point, which is now Polaris. And at one point, the Game Station had their own little Blood Bowl tournament.
Okay.
So obviously that involved a bunch of YouTubers who were part of the Game Station at that point, like Angry Joe and, you know, people like that, Crandor. And that turned me to the Blood Bowl video game. And from then I learned that there's a tabletop game. And I first made the tabletop game myself because I couldn't afford the miniatures.
Uh-oh. He's good.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, obviously I played the tabletop and video game at the same time, obviously, so I could learn the basics.
Yeah, the basics are important.
Bronchi joint because it's horrible. Uh-oh.
Very good. Very good, Mighty Man Flu. Those are two very important points.
No long-term effects.
Yeah, I wouldn't use the apothecary on that.
No.
Okay, let's see. What else do I want to do?
Oh, look. Reminiscent of me playing... Oh, crap. Oh, look. Reminiscent of me playing Rex last season.
So since this is the last thing I want to do on my turn, I will take the both down and see what happens. Nothing!
Right.
I think that was alright for a first turn, you know? Got one guy off the pitch already.
Yeah.
I'll take it. So yeah, that's what got me into Blood Bowl. It was basically Total Biscuit and that whole Game Station Blood Bowl tournament. And then I got the... what's actually one of the first games I bought on Steam was the first Blood Bowl game.
Okay.
The Chaos Edition. And then later I upgraded to Blood Bowl 2 because that's what all the cool kids were playing. And yeah, now I'm here. At one point I actually streamed this game and Knorr raided me, who is like the biggest Blood Bowl player on the internet. And that's the... You can actually see exactly when that happened in my analytics because that was the time where I almost got 100 viewers.
Okay.
And then because life hates me, I lost the VOD.
Come on. No tentacles. He's good. Peasant. Can slot in now. Oh, that is true. Obviously, I've not. Died yet.
We're working on that. So I'm not sure if I would stand the guy that you just stood up. I think I would just have left him there because the only thing that's gonna happen is I'm gonna knock him down again. There's literally no one stopping me from doing that. And I have no other uses for Aiden than as the first, either.
He's only a peasant, so...
True, but you're gonna need everyone you're gonna get. Okay, first things first. I said that in the pre-game analysis. I said that if I get the chance to take out the Blitzer, I should take it.
Yeah.
This did not quite work out, but at least it got me next to the ball carrier, so that's fine.
There's the pals.
There's the pals. Oh, my rodders are doing work today.
Wow.
I like this. Let's see, does this work? Hell yeah, Fritz. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna put not quite healthy Bob here. And since I already used my blitz, let's position our players. So you're definitely gonna move down, or you're gonna attempt to, so I'm gonna get some guys on that. I'm gonna mark Lucan with Death-Tourette. And with Billy, since there's nothing else important I need to do right now, I'm gonna just do this.
He gets caught. The ref's actually awake for this game.
It's not important, it's a fucking rotter. I love how he's always doing a noise when you select him. It's kinda silly. It's like he's going like, I'm the Highlander.
Oh crap, I did not see a dodge there.
Oh yeah, there was one. Because you were running past the telephone project.
You're a lineman, you can just stand up there. You can stand up there.
Again, running past the telephone project.
You know, he makes it just.
That wasn't kind of important for you.
Yeah. Nope.
Come on, do it for the fans.
You can go there. You can stand up. And I want to see what happens.
That was
worth a try.
I swear the peasants say balls, balls, says Mark.
It's happened before that I've done that and got a double pow.
So speaking of important things first.
There he goes.
Oh!
Oh, come on.
I'll take that.
Nuffle, why'd you hate me?
Yeah, in your position, I wouldn't have stood this guy up. Like, at all. Now, Death Turret can go here. And... Intestinal Fortitude can go there. My names are premium, by the way. They are pretty good.
Okay, yeah. It's gonna be one of them games. He's good.
Gonna put Hayam also here the second, right there. So he marks both of them. And then with Aiden... Honestly, I think I need Aiden down here. So I'm gonna take the one go for it.
Yo, Roy.
And I think that's alright. I'm gonna end my turn there.
Oh, you're Henna.
Now I'm gonna say, like, I didn't expect to have the ball at this stage in the game.
Yeah.
So I was kind of surprised by this.
Woo, no, you're dodging.
Yeah, I put my tackle zones... I tried to put my tackle zones in a way that they are helping.
What do I do?
Yeah, that's a stun.
Just a stun. You can go down.
Alright then.
Attempt the one die. Take that. Use wrestle. Oh, come on.
Hey, even better. Will you attempt the challenge triangle?
Yeah, no.
Come on, it's a new hit on YouTube, the triangle challenge. It's gonna get you so many views, guys.
There's that, but I don't really. Right. Stand up, mark you. If you can make it.
Nope.
No.
You forgot that Hayam also here the second was standing there.
Yeah.
Alright.
Can it be you take the ball out of my hand, it goes directly to your player? I'll knock your ball carrier down, and it's just like now trying to go into the space next to it.
I'm gonna put another tackle zone on the ball. I think that's a delightful idea.
It's not.
It's absolutely great. You just wait. The art world will be inspired by this move. I have no idea what the fuck I'm saying either. I really want to attempt that, but in order to do that, I need to clean up first.
Well, Nuffles has.
You still didn't answer my question, by the way. Are those names like... Did you give them those names, or are those names like generated?
Oh no, I gave them their names. A couple of them are generated.
Yeah, see, that made it really hard to tell for me. I was like... I heard some of these before, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. No, a couple of them are generated. I think it's mainly the peasants that are.
Oh, because you didn't care about them, I see.
Yeah.
I see how it is. I really want Fritz down here.
rolled really stupid once.
No, but that's because I always put like people next to him.
Oh, okay.
I know how that skill works, so I'm very much playing towards that. Cancel culture cultist can do there, and then we have this one-on-one situation down here, which sure. Boom.
Oh, and I'll get stunned.
Good work. Hi, I'm also here the second.
Alright, what to do, what to do.
I feel like you should attempt the challenge. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 players on that ball, dude.
Yeah, no, that's not happening.
Ah, going with the Dauntless against the Mighty Man Flu.
Doesn't do anything for him though.
Ah, it's... You know how Man Flu is. It doesn't go away after 1 week, or 1 hit, or 1 treatment. The Man Flu sticks around. It makes your life miserable.
And stump man flu. No.
That didn't do anything either. Oh, a game of games. Hey, dude. What is this game? This is Blood Bowl, my man. After waiting a bit too long for my opponent, I finally get to play it. Oh yes, tentacles and dodges and Oh, this is tasty.
Goddamn tentacles.
I mean, at least you get the benefit of going up against me really early. So I didn't have a chance to actually get Fritz's strength up, which makes the tentacles even more viable. Because the tentacles are working off the strength stat. So if I get the chance to get a strength up for Fritz, I'm absolutely gonna take it. I would also love to raise his intelligence stat, but that's sadly not an option. Although, considering he's a beast of Nurgle, Fritz is actually surprisingly smart.
Tentacles 6+. Yeah, see if it had worked. You know, someone that's literally 6+ a cage.
I'm not about those rolls. Oh, I'm less about those guys.
Muffled.
Yep. But it's not too bad because I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys on that ball.
Yeah, which is...
I didn't plan on scoring in the first half anyway, so I'm okay with this. I'm getting the ball next half. I'm okay with this. I'm very much expecting this game to either end 1-0, because none of our teams are especially fast. Your fast players are only 2 of them. Oh, you're winding up against a big stomp on the Man Flu, I see.
Do something. Oh! Did injure him, though.
Ah, he regenerates, it's fine.
Ah.
See, that would have been good if injuries through fouls get you points, but they don't.
Yeah.
So it's kind of pointless. Let's see. Does regenerate means that I get him back on the pitch? I think it does. Come, do it for the fans. It's gonna be funny.
No.
Wuss.
Beast is... Beast and yeah, he has tentacles, tail. Poseidon's tail.
Ah, that's way better.
He's good, it's only a stun.
That is true.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened last time. Was kind of funny. And Fritz walks back. And intestinal fortitude should go like here.
I've done something. I think making Nuffle wait.
Maybe it's the fact that you made me wait. I don't know. That's the only thing that comes to my mind right now. I'm sure other than that you were on your best behavior. It's not ideal, but I'll work with it.
Alright. You there. You there.
I love how that guy is called Fat James.
Yes. Woo.
Alright.
Fuck's sake. Want him down. There we go. Next to the ball carrier. No.
I'm really not sure what these guys are shouting. Might be an old Gaelish language.
They are. There we go. You go over there. I will stay.
Ah, okay, you were deciding whether to follow up.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I waiting on? You really hate Manflu?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's Death Tourette.
At least I've knocked him out.
I bought Bloodvisor Babes. I hope that
Yeah,
will make the difference.
They're shouting out balls.
Might be.
Yeah, they're shouting out something, or they're shouting... Because, yeah, I think Nuffle's... Yeah, look. All because of a goddamn throw rock.
I mean, even without the thrown rock, I don't think the state of the game would have been pretty much the same. Let's be honest. Let me figure out my priorities here. That's a good idea. So literally only have to go like that. I should definitely put him like here. Stand him up. I could also do that. I'm gonna try it because you're gonna knock him down anyway. I'm gonna stay.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's a knockout.
There's a retaliation.
Yeah.
Might be a waste of a blitz. But honestly, I don't have too many blitz targets.
Oh, you finally found... Yo, thank you for the bit... For the bits, Silver Tongue. Very much appreciated. I just like that, it's just the way that it's that little kick.
Oh my god, that worked out way better than I thought it would.
He's good. Yo, cheers for the cheer. Right, so...
Cheers for the cheer, guys.
You there.
The much loved cheer. That sounded way better in my head.
Right, let's see if I can get... No!
I like it.
Fuck's sake. And he stuns himself.
Oh, for fuck's sake. It was fucking one, I guess.
Oh, what you doing to me?
Alright, I'm gonna see if Fritz wants to play. He wants. He just doesn't want to do a good hit. That's fine.
At least... Yeah. At least it's one thing. I've stopped the touchdown this turn.
I wasn't supposed to get the touchdown in the first place.
Yeah, but then it's me with Nuffle.
It should be that I stopped the touchdown, which was my big goal for the first half of this game. Let's see. I'm just gonna clock him one normally. Gotta say, my Rotters are doing surprisingly well this game.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Like, I don't think my Rotters have performed this well ever.
Your dice are on fire.
These dice are on fire! I don't need this reroll for anything anyway. Alright. Off. Okay, I'm Fat James as well. It was the last turn, it didn't matter.
I would say if that caught the ball, I'd be like, bruh.
It would have been amazing though, let's be real.
Paper. Yeah. I've got one knockout.
This is exactly how my last game ended. On the first half at least.
Yeah, B's confused by the ball landing on his face.
Ah, look, you get one of your blitzers back. And I get my both of my Nurgle warriors back. That's great, isn't it? This is perfect.
Nuffle. I hate Nuffle.
Okay, now this is the half where I'm actually gonna try to do a touchdown. Hope you're ready for this.
I tried to be.
Are you ready for this? This looks fine. This is all fine. Not sure what the purpose is of putting both of your blitzers on that side.
Right in these bots, what we get height.
Oh, nice.
Come on.
Blood Orange Cassidy, please. That's fine. Cool. Gotta say, well, my players are doing pretty alright. Doing not as well as I would like them to do.
Wow.
So I'm gonna do... I'm gonna do a relatively standard cage, I think. Oh, I still have my blitz as well. Let's see, who would I want to blitz? Nah.
At least my dugout box ain't looking full.
Hey, you know, that's something. Nice. See, Manflu retaliates. He was not a fan of your game last half.
Failed to pick up. No.
I think I need some strength down here, so I'm actually gonna get Death Turret down. I'm gonna put Cancer Culture Cultist like here. I think that's gonna do it. Sgtgrimm says, basically you're saying, in this half I want to win.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not gonna confirm or deny. Who doesn't want to win? Well, my goal in this league is not to win this entire league. I would love a win, but I'm just gonna have a good time. Basically. I mean, Fritz is already doing, like, his work. He put some work in. He can take a break. Unlike last time, this time he didn't take the breaks first and then started to actually get good. This time he started out with some good plays and now he decides to take the break. That's way better. But yeah, this half is basically gonna be a slugfest, depending, like, from what I can tell from the start.
Just do it that way.
Mm-hmm. Gotta be honest, I'm unimpressed. And now, the harmonica. That's all for now. Nothing interesting happened, so... I'm gonna actually play like a victory fanfare if I actually get to score a touchdown. A break from thinking. Exactly, you know? Beast of Nurgle is not known to be the biggest thinker in the world.
Ah,
good job! Wait, do I get points for that?
Yeah.
Fritz gets points from that! Hell yeah, Fritz! I'm not even mad at that, that's amazing.
He done well with getting it out of the game. For the moment.
Even if he doesn't come back from that, I got some points on him.
Yeah.
That's kind of valuable. Just gonna reform my cage over here if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, it would. Yeah.
Oh, you would mind. That's unfortunate.
No. I wouldn't mind. You could always leave the ball like sort of right there and all your players over here for me.
You know, I could do that, but where's the fun in that?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a good trade. Obviously, I've got his big nasty piece off the field.
I'm not even mad for this trade either. Like, I get some points from it. At this stage of the game, I don't think Fritz is too important, and also there's a chance I get him back in this drive as well.
I just might literally buy a whole team of peasants.
Even when he doesn't think, he is dangerous. That's the thing about the Beast of Nurgle. I could literally just have him stand there and not move him at all, and he would still be a threat to the opponent. He is one of the best big guys in the game because of tentacles alone. In the beginning of the game, you saw how annoying tentacles can be, even if I don't do anything else with him.
Yeah.
So, like, if I wanted, I wouldn't even need to activate him. It would probably even be a risk-freer strategy of playing with the Beast of Nurgle. I opted to give the audience a bit to watch, and I think it paid off so far. So, I think everyone is a winner right now. Except for my opponent once I scored a touchdown, so.
Which I'm going to try and prevent.
Yeah, I'm hoping that you can put a show on.
Do the blitz there.
Mm-hmm. Cool beans, dude.
Did cause an injury though.
Yeah, on the Rotter.
Yeah. He has some more. I have some XP.
Yeah, you did. So that Rotter is gonna be on Fritz duty.
Yeah.
So like one of the Rotters I always put like right next to Fritz so that he so I lessen the really stupid roll. That's what I call Fritz duty.
Yeah, he's first level up. Take the push.
I'm not gonna complain about my dice luck actually.
Nah.
I could roll better injury rolls and stuff, but it's not been terrible. I would say I've been pretty lucky so far, for the most part.
Your dice have been 50%. Get up and foul.
Get up and foul to your Eastern European kind of funk. Da 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 da.
That's alright.
I do like that you took my advice and didn't stand the blitzer up. That's probably the smartest move on your part that turn.
I know what would have happened. He would have gone that direction.
Let's see. Do I need to reroll for anything else? I don't think so.
Double sculpt. No, double pow. Hey, he's just going to sleep for a couple of turns.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I'm gonna leave your blitzer marked, actually. Take it and go for it without even a second thought.
I've got no go for it. I've got no dead. I've got a couple of injured and one sent off.
Alright, there's the down. Actually, I think this is gonna be a fun game to analyze for you know, the people that do the analysis videos.
Yeah.
Because of all those armor breaks we had this game, this is gonna be a fun one to dissect.
Right. Can actually get people over there. Right. You.
Gonna tell them like it is. I don't think.
No double one, please.
That would be hilarious.
Alright, that's good. Right, now I need you.
Also doing a go for it. Great. Yes, please, please.
No, I don't want you to go. What? What?
Handsome Earl really wants to dodge you guys. He's really eager to prove himself.
So there.
Okay, at this point I already know that I will score this next turn.
I wanted to. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Told ya. Yes! Yes! For the fans!
Judge, for the fans, let's do it.
Oh, first hurdle. That's anticlimactic. I'm just gonna run it in. I'm not even gonna try anything fancy. First touchdown for Blood Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, no fear, but if that had worked, that would have made an epic highlight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you kinda put yourself in a very desperate situation there as well. Like with that one lineman, I think it would have been better if you just kinda tried to blitz my ball carrier. I think that would have been great for you. The best move you could have done in that situation, at least.
Yeah.
Okay, so now only need to keep that up for Let's see, how many turns do you get? 4. It's fine. And you have how many players left? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see you're heavily banking on one side.
Yep.
Right, let's see what happens.
Nice weather.
Oh, that's a beautiful kick.
Right, you go and collect it.
If that fails.
Oh my. Nothing hates me.
There's the reroll. Only one left to go, dude. Oh, and the pass? And the pass?
What?
I know, I understand that you want to make some plays, dude, but I wouldn't do that play when you don't have a reroll.
It's true. Right.
Like,
You,
as much as I want like cool things to happen for the audience, a failed pass is not that spectacular.
no.
Oh, also another thing that I noticed during this game, you were very adamant on fouling Nurgle Warriors, who have armor value 9. Probably not the best use of your fouls. Who you should foul are the Rodders.
Yeah.
Just piece of advice.
You go into the you know punch.
Ooh, foul appearance.
Do have wrestle. Oh come on.
And my Nurgle Warrior gets points again!
Come on.
Nice.
Oh, didn't your man flew though?
Yeah, you did. You did. And he didn't regenerate, but it's only a badly hurt. So I'm not too worried.
3 turns to try and get it down now.
I'm just gonna put these two guys in case you want to rush down. So that then can react like the best YouTubers do. And other than that, I'm just gonna, you know, even out the score down here a bit.
Yeah, I'm hoping to. Done a couple of good trade-offs though.
Yeah, that trade-off wasn't the worst for you. You got some points from it as well. I think at least. You should.
Right. Take the push into there. Follow.
Next to my Rodder. And then push him in the way again. And then what?
to there.
Oh, now comes the pass.
Pass is good.
Catch also.
Catch is good. Right, so now. I need the one.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. That blitzer is not in the best position right now.
Oh, come on, I've not done me. Let me pick my blitz. There we go. Blitz. Onto him.
That was a one die?
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Go. Can get into there.
You shouldn't, honestly, because I'm just gonna block the pass to go free and blitz here.
Yeah. Let's say.
I would just leave the blitzer there, to be honest.
Yeah, I was, oh, yeah, I was just seeing if
Oh.
just
just a stun. Everything's good. Everything is awesome. I'm gonna take the go for it.
failed to go for it.
Nah.
Wow. Yeah, your dice have been.
Pretty eyed, eh?
Yeah, your dice have been absolutely mental this game.
What an empty field, I know, right? It already seems like so much emptier just because the Beast of Nurgle isn't there.
Get to there.
Yes.
Dodged there.
Two going for it, alright. I mean, my prediction from the beginning of the match still stands. Like, I got like over half of your team out.
Right, let's hope I've done something there.
This is gonna be the important blitz of the game. Are you ready?
Yeah, please fail it. Please fail it again. No. Damn it.
Oh, and the stun. Huh, not gonna lie, it wasn't the best outcome for you.
No. Yeah, the dumb knight gets stunned. Down he comes.
Thanks for using the skill. If you didn't use the skill, my turn would have been over.
Ah, okay. No, he doesn't. Honestly, the way the peasants have been playing, I should have a peasant army force.
The fact that your blitzer stays down means that there's very little hope for you to score. Unless your lineman pulls off like amazing plays. Everyone is down.
Right, you. Let's go in for it.
No matter what you're doing, like I have people all over the place. You will have to take like dodges and go for it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's literally no play that you can make that doesn't involve rolling at this stage. Like even the lineman has to dodge away from 2 players. And that's the only one that isn't down.
Really?
And now the rerolls are out. Now is the fun part of the game. The stun literally doesn't phase me at this point.
No. And then... Nothing. Nothing I really can do apart from that. All I would say is GG.
Good game, dude.
Yeah.
I hope you learned a lot from this. I could tell that there were some mechanics that surprised you.
Yeah.
Like the fact that wrestle didn't end my turn. Oh, rolled another 5 for my winnings. That's nice. Got some fan factor. My first victory in week 2. That's good. I had 21 armor breaks.
I had 9.
It's been a pretty even game, I think. You got a pass. I got a touchdown. Let's look at these statistics real quick. Ball possession is kind of close.
Peasant MVP again.
Blocks sustained.
Roll dice.
You sustained 52 blocks. It's kind of insane. SPP wise, I got 7, 9, 10. I got 10 SPP. No, wait, I was looking at you. You got 10 SPP. I got 14. So out of my first 2 games, I got 17 and 14 SPP. That's pretty alright. And Hi, I'm also here the second is again MVP, I think. Yeah, he is. He got MVP twice in a row. That's amazing. Fritz got 2 points, Blood Orange Cassidy got 3, and Mighty Manflu got 4. Which means that Mighty Manflu can level up, I think.
Yeah. I literally only rolled £7.
Aw.
Obviously, £7, 3 dodges if you have the skill. 14 pushes.
Oh no, Mighty Manflu was not the one that already got 2, I think. Oh no, he was. Maybe I get the points after you validate the match?
Yeah, so I've got validate.
Alright, cool. So now Mighty Manflu, and also Hi, I'm also here the second get level ups. So I'm gonna roll for him at first.
I've got 1 level up.
Alright, I got doubles.
Double 60s on.
So I can either give him a mutation or a general skill, or like literally anything. I can give him anything. What do I want on... What do I want on him? I could give him guard. Guard might be handy.
Yeah.
I could give him mutations anyway, so let's actually look at the...
Give him block.
I think guard is the best use of him. Like a guard rotter can just give assists to anyone. Considering that I'm likely not using him for much important stuff, I think guard is the best option.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that.
The worst one is, though, is I know who I've got next.
Who do you got next?
I have Chaos next.
Oh, nice. So you're playing 2 Chaos teams in a row.
Yeah.
I
think it's Chaos next.
So, alright, what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna level up the Mighty Man Flu. This is 6, so nothing,
Chaos.
So on him, I want block. And then, from the money I got, I'm gonna buy myself a second Pestigore, who is gonna play for that Rotter that apparently is missing next game. And I think that's alright. And then, with the next money I'm saving up, I'm gonna go for the next reroll, I think. So I'm gonna buy myself a Pestigore. Remove last item, because I want to name him. What would be a lovely name for a Pestigore?
Competition team overall board. Leaderboard.
I'm just gonna call him Muscle Time, because why not?
Yo, you're at Romkey. Anyway, I'm heading off now to the store. Yeah, cheers, Romkey. Thank you for watching.
And with that, my next game, as I checked in earlier with you, while I was waiting for you.
Yeah.
Next round is against Chaos Dwarfs, I think.
Oh, that's gonna be a...
Yes, Chaos Dwarfs.
Yeah, it's gonna be a toughie, that one.
Yeah, I'm not too happy about it. But if the game goes anywhere like this game, then I should be fine. Strength-wise, I'm stronger than they are, minus the Bull Centaurs, who are the only ones that cannot speed me. They're not great at ball handling, so I think it's gonna be another low-scoring one, which means that even if they go one-up on me, I should have enough time to tie the game. The tackle and the thick skull they have is making it less likely that I'm gonna injure too many of them, but I didn't injure too many in this game either, and I came out on top. So I think I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah, I'd actually probably how much some of the good some of my trades were. But I'll eventually get a win at some point.
I'm sure you do. You got quite an unusual team, so I definitely see that there is like a phase of you figuring shit out and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. As you said, the way the linemen have been playing and the peasants, I think I just might have a team of peasants.
Honestly, the Bretonnian linemen are one of the better ones.
Yeah.
So once you figure out how to use their fend ability for positional plays, I think you should be golden. And maybe get another blitzer down the line.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get... I'm only 10k away from getting another blocker.
Anyways, I'm gonna drink a liquor to this game. I think this went well.
Yeah.
The nice here, der eklige. Best liquor name ever. To you, good sir. Cheers.
Yeah, to you, and thank you for the game, and
see you in the finals.
hopefully, and I wish you luck in the league.
Yeah, same to you, dude.
Catch you later.
See ya.
Bye.
And yeah, I'm gonna end this stream here as well. I'm gonna see, like this went an hour longer than expected because, you know. But I should put this game up on my SWWEFLP YouTube channel as soon as possible, with a timestamp in the description so you can skip all this kerfuffle that I used to fill time. And yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Since the microphone apparently worked out, I'm gonna stream again on tomorrow evening or night. Depends on where it works out. But I'm gonna just continue streaming The Last Door Season 2. And then hopefully from there I can actually put another poll up for horror game. I'm not gonna end horror game season until I finally get 4 games together. I don't know what that is, but apparently something always seems to get in the way of me continuing to stream like Last Door, and I don't know what it is. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and see you next time. Bye.